So I was gonna do some decoder programming, but I'm feeling a little bit destructive, so I thought maybe I'd take something apart first.
It's all about humanity. About humanity. It's all about humanity. About humanity. It's all about humanity. It's all about humanity. About humanity. It's all about humanity. About humanity. It's all about humanity.
Well, hello model citizens, welcome to Humanity Junction. Tonight on Trains and Tech, I was gonna do some programming and chatting and just hanging out and seeing, but I'm feeling a little destructive, and I want to see if I could take something that's like this size and make it like smaller. So I thought I'd take it apart, see if I could take it apart and have it still work, and then make it smaller and see if it'll still work. And just figured, you know, taking something apart, being a little destructive would be a little more fun than just doing some decoder programming. So we'll see what happens. I can't promise anything successful tonight, but we'll see what we can do with things. So yeah, breaking things is probably about the extent of what we're gonna do tonight. But I see it looks like we have someone new in the house tonight. VA Outlaw 525 rider. I was close. Thanks for coming. Welcome. If anybody else is new, please give a shout out, say hello, and let everybody know that you're here. Anthony Dodge is saying Heath is feeling destructive. Hasn't there been blue smoke, fire, and more when he was feeling constructive? We'll see. We'll see. Let's give a hello to Este Pande Project, Anthony Dodge, the Model Train Outsider, Boilermaker Rick is in the house, Carolina Foothills Railroad. We got David from DB Tech. We got Jigoku Samurai in the house, John Train, BFGR coming to us from up north. We've got Lynn McCurdy in the High Desert Modular Model Railroad Club. Mike's Deep Run Railroad is here. Bernard from Mini Princes in the house. Nathan Five Chime is here. Norm Miller, who just made a trip to New York City. We got Dennis from Otter Creek and Rio Grande. Pedro Spicer's in the house. We got Rusty Possum Bayou is here. The Ice Dragon Rayron VR. Ron Mullins here. Roy Eltham, Russ Rock'n'O Railroad. Shane's Trains in the house. Stormy Sky Rail Productions. Thomas Grassi. Train Wild is here as well. Train Wilder, you knew. I think I may have seen you, but I don't recall seeing you in my live stream before. And at the bottom of the list, we've got Stephen, Mr. Wig Wag Workshop. I did see a couple people pop in as I was reading names. Thanks everyone for being here. I hope I have something interesting. I hope something eventful happens, but you know, we'll see. We'll see. But some people are talking about train shows and stuff, different things going on. I haven't updated this list. This is a list that I made a while ago, and I kind of took things off the list. But I just realized one thing I want to put on the list. We'll get to this one though. Let's see if I can spell humancity.org. Okay. Nathan DeLay is doing a meet and greet at Northlands on March 11th. Robert and Wilmer are going to be at the Timonium Train Show down in Maryland from April 29th and 30th for a meet and greet. There's a big YouTube meet and greet in Greeley, Colorado, which is at the Colorado Railroad, Colorado Model Railroad Museum. Michelle Kempema and Sparky and TSG Multimedia have been planning some events for us, so that should be fun. Then we got a couple NMRA events coming up. Looks like Geham, I don't know how to pronounce that, is in Bakersfield March 4th and 5th. Bernie's Train Show March 5th as well at the Holiday Inn in Scranton East. My dad just flew back from overseas, checking out some overseas trains. I saw somebody said I did that a lot faster than Dave did. Well, Dave probably had more people. That's probably why. Geham is March 5th train show as well. TSG Multimedia has apparently heard of TSG Multimedia, which is always good. I'm going to get a chance to meet Roy Eltham. It's kind of fun. This YouTube meet and greet they were talking about here in the middle is first time some of us from the East and West are going to get together in the middle of the country. So I just popped up there a link, and maybe one of the mods will type it out. But one of the little games that I'm playing, I kind of do a weekly email, and it's essentially kind of a teaser for what I'm doing on Tuesday night, and then it's got a couple links for what I did previously. Every once in a while, I do pop something up that is relevant and new and exciting. But right now I've got, I think, like 80 people on the list. I think about 5 people actually read the email, but there's about 80 people on the list. I want to get the list up to 100. I don't know why. It's just a nice round number, so I thought it would be good. But you know, just playing that little game. And Roy, if you wouldn't mind typing that out again, you got an extra colon in there. We'll see. We'll see if we can make it there. Este Pande's on the list. TSG, I know you can't have. You get one colon. That's all you get. That's all you get. There we go. That's the link. That's the hyperlink. Check it out. Sign up. If you don't like it, you can automatically unsubscribe. It's I use something called Senfox. It's like constant contact or whatever. So, you know, if you don't like it, you can ditch it. But I think it's fun. If you have 2 colons, you need 2 toilets. Does that mean, John, do you get 2 colonoscopies? Because I heard you just had a fun experience with yours. So I don't know. How did we get, you know, let's just cut this off. We're going to say thank you to people that have gone above and beyond in support of the channel. But I do thank everybody so much for being here, for watching. When we come back, I'm going to get out some tools and we'll see if I can't take apart something that's working and see if it's still working when we're all done.
It's all about humanity. About humanity. It's all about humanity. It's all about humanity.
Sparky is asking, is this live? This seems so recorded. This is a pre-recorded show. If you didn't know, all of these comments have happened before, and we are just we're just showing them as we go. But yeah, it's all pre-recorded, so you can you know, you can get out there. John, I like no ads also, but you know, he's taken something apart. Guess I don't need to test his masochism if he does it himself. I know, right? I don't, that's an interesting question. Does it involve a Dremel? It might. To make it small, we'll see. We'll see. Let's, so here's, this is what I'm going to be breaking. So there's this camera here. You guys can see. So what this is this is one of those little Eufy security cameras, and I've got it, I got a couple set up on the layout. I got one on the yard, and I got one not there. That's the wrong one. Nope. Which one? I don't know where it is. There's one on the yard, and there's one on staging. And I got this third one that I've got right now, and it's so big. I don't like this mount. This mount is too big. What I really want to kind of see, though, is whether the camera is attached and connected to the board, or whether the camera is movable. Because if I can take the camera and move it to the side, then I can turn this into something that, like Sparky's saying, I could potentially put this onto an N-scale flat car or something, but this way it's too wide, but this way it's small enough. So I want to see, but it's just, if you don't, it's just Wi-Fi right now, or it's an RT, it's called an RTSP signal. So it's a little delayed. It's not perfect, but it's pretty darn good to get it in there. So yeah, so there's no screws. So yeah, you could see it was working, and what I'm thinking, I set up to do decoder programming, but should we do decoder programming, or should I take this thing apart? What do you got? What do people want to do? Should I do a poll? Maybe I should do a poll and see if do people want. Let's see. Start a poll. What should I do tonight? Decoder programming, or what's inside? Let's see, what's inside. I know that's actually another YouTube channel. It's actually a really great YouTube channel, What's Inside. I used to watch it. I don't do that anymore. Don't turn it on, take it apart. No, well, the point is I want it to still work when I'm done. So do you mean the whole housing or with a custom housing? I don't know. I want to take it apart first and see, see, oh, you didn't make the robot. Mike, I'll update it again. If people don't know, I was sick. I was pretty sick the last 2 weeks and just didn't really have any energy to do anything. So I haven't updated the thank you roll, but you can see anybody that's a member, you get a, what's that thing called? Like a little logo thing at the end of your name. And I actually just did a thing. I got some people coming up on 24 months, so they're going to get the Riverside Transfer member logo instead of one of the colored logos. But yeah, Mike, I'll get you up there. I'll get you up there. Don't worry. Sparky will not be promoted to manager, but you probably won't also get booted. So. Bernard, I still have a little bit of a lingering cough that just does not seem to want to go away, but I am doing much better outside of that cough. So Lynn says, we know what decoder programming looks like. We want to see what's inside. Let's take a look. So far, we've got, looks like 15% of people. So out of 41 votes, 15% want to see decoder programming and 84% want to see what's inside. So people are saying hammer. I don't know that I'm going to take a hammer to it, but we'll see. We'll see what happens. Yeah, I didn't have that. I had RSV, which I don't know. It knocked me out. It knocked me out hard. But Don says, start over, Heath. I'm late. Don, if you've been on my show before, you know that we're only 15 minutes in, so you know that nothing has happened. So we got 49 votes and 73 people here. So there's about 23 people that don't want to see me take anything apart. So disable hammer or gentle. I want it to work when it's done. That's the key. That's the key. I know there's LEDs in the camera for night viewing, but we're not doing night viewing, so I'm probably just gonna remove those. You know, gotta do that a little bit. The poll is confusing. Decoder programming 8 hours. What's inside 6 hours? I didn't put timing. There was no timing involved. Let's grab a screwdriver. I will admit, I did watch a video, not a video. I looked at some pictures, so I have a sense of what I'm getting into. So this isn't completely unknown. I'm gonna unplug it though. Let's just see. So one more time, just so we all know. Here it is. So this is the camera I'm gonna take apart. Right here. So one last time, you can see it does work. We'll unplug it, and we'll see what we can find inside. Do I have a spare camera? Nathan 5Chime, I know you've been here long enough to know I got a couple spares. I got a couple spares, but best thing to see what's inside is a hammer. I know that's probably true, but zoom in a little bit. I actually have thought about doing that. Those cameras basically are RTSP cameras as well. Fred, if you've got a link to one of those, send it over to me, because I would like to check that out, because usually those are pretty small as well. So let's see. All right. So I do know the first step is popping the top off and trying not to stick too much of the screwdriver in there and breaking something. But we'll see. I should put my hard hat on. Yeah, I do have the fire extinguisher is nearby, so I've got it. I'm ready, and the Band-Aids are just over off to the side. So I got these beads that I put into paint to like you shake them up and the beads rattle around and paint it. I dropped them on the floor and I am still finding beads months and months and months later. Oh, there we go. That just fell apart pretty quick. So this is where we're at. And this is the speaker on the back, and that's what this wire is. And that wire goes here. So we should be able to undo that, pull this out. And now if we plug it in, it should still work. Maybe. Well, we got a light saying that's it's going. Yeah. Having one and knowing how to use it are two different things. I don't even know if the thing is charged for that matter. So it could not even be charged up. I don't know if I've got my safety vest down here tonight. Safety vest might be upstairs. Switch to that camera. Well, so the reason I waited for it to load is it's not going to come up right away. I have to turn it off and turn it back on for it to come up. So I knew that I needed to do that. So the good news is still working, right? I know that wasn't very exciting. Let's keep going. So what I want to get to is the camera module down in the center of this. As Thomas Grassi pointed out, this top board right here, I believe all that it is, I think, are the LED lights for the night vision and stuff like that. So Sparky, I don't even know what to say. Let's get a small screwdriver. Is this the one with the broken tip? No, this one's got the good tip. So I'm going to keep taking this apart and seeing if it will work without this front on it, which I'm hoping it does. I'm going to take this other little cable off here. This is the cable that seems to go to the front, to the light. So I think actually, let's try this right now. If I plug it in, oh, that's interesting. I plugged it in. Oh, it's still working because these things are still connected here. Let's unplug that. I don't know if it's going to work. I'm not sure, but I believe he can watch a YouTube video on how to operate a fire extinguisher. What is YouTube? I have never heard of YouTube before. Looks like time for the standoffs. That's what we're doing. We're going to pop these standoffs off and get down in here a little bit further. I wonder, oh, that's the reset button. Okay, so it looks like there is 1, 2, 3, I think 4 in the corner, and then there's this one other one right here. This other one right here might be to release the camera from the board. That might be exciting if that actually works or not. Is this considered unit testing? That's, you know, could be. I know, right? Fire extinguishers are a funny thing. You know, you buy them, you think you need them. When you go to pull the thing, they don't actually work. It's always kind of an interesting thing. So what I do want to try and get, though, here we go. I've got a little bin back here, just so I don't lose all the screws. We'll put some of the stuff in there, and we'll just keep taking it, you know, one piece at a time, and we'll keep turning it on as we go, and we'll see at what point it stops working. Sean, I have not needed one yet, but I have revealed that I have one. James, you want to put money on that? Should we bet whether I'll be able to take this thing apart and whether it'll still work when I'm done? If I can, I didn't know about this screw right here. If that screw will let me take this apart and move that camera, that's going to be pretty exciting. Okay. So I definitely know this has to come. There we go. Now it's moving. There we go. So I don't know. I don't know what this. I don't know. It looks like they've glued this camera together, is what it looks like they've done. Oh, you know what they may have done? So this camera probably is manually focused, and they probably put the hot glue on. I can see like some threads. Probably put the hot glue on it to keep it in place so it didn't move. So should we plug it in and see if it still works? True Brother would hate. Yeah, exactly. Let's watch them lose the screws. I'm trying not to lose the screws. Excuse me. What's likely to happen is that I put the screws in here to keep them safe. What is likely to happen is I will eventually hit this, knock this over, and it'll go flying across the room. So that's what we're going to try not to do. So this is already much smaller though, right? I mean, we started out with this, and now we're down to this. So if this works, I might even, still too wide, right? We still have to be able to move. We still have to be able to move the camera off to the side, which we'll look at in a second. But like I could, this is kind of at the size where if I wanted to like stick it inside of a building, I might have to modify the building a little bit, but I might be able to get the camera like in the building and finding it. Fred, I ask that question all the time. People, when I used to do photography, we used to say that there was a loose nut behind the viewfinder. Yeah, more fire, less fire. Plug it in, plug it in. Okay, let's see. Where's the cord? Here's the cord. Okay. I mean, I shouldn't, I'm just looking to like, am I going to be holding this in a spot that's going to be shocking or not? So we'll plug this in, and nothing appears to have happened, but that's because the LEDs that told me what it was doing would be this. Sparky, my buildings don't move, but you might find, if you watch a couple of my videos, that there are trains that go past the buildings. So you would see the trains as they went past. A loose nut behind the camera, absolutely. Absolutely. Don't that cost a lot of money to be tearing apart? I mean, so far I can put it back together. I mean, so far we're just up to the point of a couple of screws, so we're not doing too bad. But is this actually working? Huh. Interesting. Let's see. Look at that. That's actually working. Well, there you go. Yeah, they're about $45. Put the camera in the gentleman's club. Which way do you want it facing, Derek? Inside or outside? Oh, sure, you can put it back together. Mike, I like to think that way. See, Roy had some faith. Roy said it would work. Next trick, though, is definitely going to be, so what I'm looking at now is I see one screw here that goes to this side, but I don't see the other screw on this side because it appears to be under this piece of metal. Oh, that came off easier than I thought. This is just a little sticky pad thing. So we'll put that in there. I might need to pull this metal pad off. And that might be the part, that might be the destructive part of this. Unless I could figure out a way to back the screw out the other way. But let's see. So this screw will come off. I'm going to be pretty happy if this actually if this works afterwards. Don't feel, I was trying to feel if it had a little bit of a, release now that one side was unscrewed. Oh, it does. It is. Okay. It is coming off the board with that one screw out, but I am going to have to figure out how to get this other screw out, and that's going to be my problem. Ken N is asking what kind of camera it is. It's a Eufy, you can't even see, EUFY indoor security camera. If you have been following tech news recently, this is a camera made by Anker. It was revealed that if you were using Anker's cloud services, that they were like recording your video feeds. So there was a whole big to do about it. But I'm just using these for their RTSP capabilities, so I didn't really care about that. But so Sparky says, so far you would have a cord that fits an AHO train, but the train will still have a trailing cord. So my plan, and I don't know that I have them down here. So this is a 5-volt micro USB plug. So while yes, I am using wall power to plug it in, my eventual plan is, if this gets down small enough, is I will just use one of those little 5-volt battery packs. And that little 5-volt battery pack should power this for more than enough to get around my layout. That's for darn sure. But yeah. How to return with no warranty. So far I haven't done anything that is undoable with. Yeah, I don't see any nuts in here. Everything seems to be threaded. I do need to take this metal plate off. And I cannot tell how this metal plate is connected. And I'm not sure if I should just ram a screwdriver in there and pry it off, or if it is somehow soldered on, and I don't want to, and for various reasons I might not want to be doing that. So what I'm going to try first is, there's a hole. If we look right here, oh, we are beyond the focus point of the camera. If we look right here, there's a hole. And on the back side of that hole is this metal plate. So what I'm going to attempt to do first is I'm going to give a little push through that hole and see if this kind of, I'm going to see what happens to this and see if it moves out of the way. And that's an option as well, Container Man. I've looked into 18-volt to 5-volt step down transformers. It'd probably need to throw like a bridge rectifier or something in it as well. But yeah, it's just 5-volt USB. So I know you can definitely convert track power. Yeah, exactly, Joey. Exactly. The layout's not very big. So yeah, USB power bank will do it. I think the metal is heat shrink, a heat sink. And I would think it is soldered somewhere, but I'm hoping it might just be glued on or something, or he says it's riveted. What would this record onto? I'm using it just as an RTSP camera, but it is technically, this is a security camera. So Eufy sells, a service to use this as a security camera. But yeah. Yeah, under where the plate is where some of the magic happens. Although, yeah, I'm guessing the processor's probably under there. Let's see, I think the plate's an RF, oh, that could be, it could just be an RF shield. Or maybe the RF antenna. Okay, so we're gonna take this pokey device, and I'm gonna pokey in through the hole. and see if I can pokey enough to just push this out of the way a little bit. Let's see. I'm pushing pretty hard and nothing's moving. So let's get in here and let's see. I'm trying, there's a lot of like very small it's not an antenna, so maybe it's just an RF shield. It looks like a piece that clips on the side of the camera. It does look like it should have clips. Yes, this camera does have an SD card slot right here. So you could just record, you could just, there's an app that you can set up the camera, and you could set it up to do continuous recording from the SD slot. So you could record this. I hope it's not having a slow death. We'll find out. It might be. I really can't tell what's holding this on. I really don't want to necessarily completely... The other thing that I'm thinking is I'm wondering if I should just drill this screw out. And if I would be better off drilling this screw out than I would trying to take this off. So that's what I'm thinking right now. Do I drill the screw out, or do I try and take the plate off? The plate does not seem to want to come off easily, at least not yet. Oh, there we go. We got a little pop. I don't know if I'm on camera and you actually saw that, but we got a little pop. There we go. We're getting a little bit of we're gonna find out what's under here at least. I wonder if it's still under warranty. Do you think if I sent it back to them like this, I could get my my warranty back on it now? Or do you think, oh, that is not what I wanted to do. There definitely is stuff under here. People in the chat yelling stop yet at me. There we go. I think it's bending, not popping. I hope it's just bending. Yeah, I may have voided the memory. Cameron, I guess it's toast. Probably not. I don't think the camera module is going to work removed. I'm curious. We'll find out. Spit and bubble gum. Hope there's not a charged capacitor under there. There probably is. Probably is. Let's see, though. Take this off. We are at a point of no return. It does not... So the one thing that's concerning me right now is the amount I've got this pried up, I don't see the head of the other screw yet. Which might mean that there is something more I need to... I'm going to need to do to get the... Oh, nope, there it is. Look at that. There's that screw I was looking for. And that came off in a way. I should be able to get that right back on, too. So, yeah, it looks like, I'm guessing this is... Oh, I need some electronics people. But I'm guessing this is the processor. And this is some heat transfer tape that is transferring the heat of that processor and spreading it out over over a larger area. So this screw, I think if I unscrew this, that the camera should be free now. So let's see, Roy said, make sure the blue bad that was on the outside goes back in the same place with the processor. Oh, this one? You're talking about the pad I removed? Oh, this was just on top of that. Yeah, this was on top of this. So this can go back on now. I should probably wait. Let's wait. Let's wait to put that back on. Let's see what happens with this camera. You see that? That is not going to work with the camera removed. That's a bummer. So if people don't know, this right here That is the camera sensor. And that is what actually is capturing the image. So what I was hoping I would be able to do, you know, is turn this sideways like this. And then I would be able to put it on a, then I'd be able to put it on an N scale flat car or something, but it looks like I just got to put this sucker back together, because that is definitely the sensor under there, and without the lens, you're not going to see anything. There's nothing at all to see without that lens. Yeah, and there's no way to cut it out. There's so much stuff on the back and on the front. So what I do need to figure out, though, is it does look like I can make this a little smaller by cutting this off here. But yeah, the camera, the lens is there. The camera lens is built onto the board, so there's no way to make this work the way I'd hoped. So we're gonna put it back together again, and we'll see if it works when I get it back together again. I don't know how far I'm gonna put it back together, though. I think not sure. What camera am I gutting? It's one of those Anchor Eufy indoor security cameras. I was hoping to make it small enough for my N scale stuff. Maybe I'll put, maybe I should just put it in my G scale locomotive up top. That might be the way to do it. Or like SA Panda Project says, I could definitely fit it in an O scale car. But I think this would be, we've seen some kind of not so good cameras in rail cars, and I think this might be a pretty good option to get decent streaming out of a camera car. But unfortunately, I do not see me getting this down to N scale size. But let's throw this back on, and we'll fire it up again and see if it works at all, or if I have completely broken it. Because that's, oh, I just stabbed myself with something. I thought I was, there we go. So we got that snapped back in. Does anyone remember where exactly this was? I feel like this was like back here or something, but I don't know what it transferred. I don't know what it transferred the, I don't know what it was transferring heat to. There's nothing in here to transfer heat to. But anyway, let's plug it back in, see if it rewind the tape. I know, that's what I should do. I think you should try it with a Ring doorbell. Ring doorbell doesn't have RTSP native. This has RTSP native, which is why we're going with this one. So we're gonna plug it in, and we'll see if it comes back up or not. Maybe we'll try. So black screen so far. Heath, if you need N scale, just wait till the next Apple Watch gen. Oh, I didn't know that was gonna have a camera in it. That might be interesting. Get the fire extinguisher. No, I think we're good. Let's see. So turn it off, turn it back on. Nothing yet. Let's see. Give it time to boot. I hope I didn't destroy it. That would be pretty funny if I did, though. Oh, there we go. Camera's still working. Oh, Pete. Yeah, of course. Of course. Completely, yeah, no, not even close. But it's still working. I'm trying to see, did I like get any dust on it? I don't see any dust. It definitely needs a bunch of light, though. it's a little pixelated, you know, as it moves, it's pixelated. So moving quickly isn't a very good thing, but still works. Still works. Surprise, surprise. Oh, come on now. Were you guys really surprised? I can't believe anybody was that surprised that this worked. Come on, I'm a professional. Too funny. Should I put this back together? So I guess that's I think what I want to do is I think I want this together. And I think I'm going to take this. Let me zoom out just a little bit. I'm going to put, I don't know if I'm going to put it back in this or not. If I do put it back in this, I'm definitely going to take this foot off because I don't want that foot. But I'm debating whether I should even put this back on. I feel like with this, I can add some additional heat. What are those called? The heat. Do I have it here? Here we go. So if I leave it out of the enclosure, I could just add some more little, some of these little heat sink things to the back of this just to help draw some heat off of that. So that would work. Well, and that's it, Derek. I don't know that I am. I don't know that I'm going to put it back together because like this, it will be a much easier to hide in various things. It's not as small. It's not as small as these cameras, right? Like this. This is the ESP32 cam. This guy only does about 12.5 frames per second. This guy is supposedly doing 1080p at 30 frames a second or something like that. I don't believe it for a minute, but definitely get a little better quality out of this. This is definitely smaller. They both run off of 5 volts, so you can plug both of them into 5 volts. This is actually, so all of what you see here is this camera, the little camera that I just showed you. And this here is this this bigger camera. So, you know, I'm using both of them. I'll probably continue to use both of them. I don't see any reason that I need to put this back together. I'll build a little something over it just so I don't hurt anything. But if we look, you can't see them on my layout. Can you see them in these cameras at all? No. And I didn't set this camera up, so you can't see that camera. But you can kind of see there's one back here, and it's big. It's this big white thing in the corner. So at least here, this is a darker color. You won't see it as much. Just take the empty housing back and say it doesn't work. I could just, if I popped this right back in here, this will pop right in like this, and then I'm doing something you can't see. I could pop this right back in, and it would look like nothing happened to it. Let's actually put these screws. So these 4 screws, so I don't lose them. We'll put those on this. We'll snap this in here, and then we'll at least have this in a configuration that I won't lose anything. The cover is not a light shield. What that cover is it's got IR LEDs for night vision. So that would be one reason to put this back on, is if I wanted to do any night running, it might be better to have this front on. Now that I'm saying that, I'm thinking like maybe I should put the front back on so that I can do some night running. Maybe I will put it back on. I don't know. Let's put it back on. I got 12 minutes. Let's put it back on, just in case I want to do night running. And yeah, so I haven't painted. My backdrop is just this sky color stuff. And all of the small cameras, I've wrapped them in that stuff so that it is so that it disappears into the background. So that works pretty well. So this goes here. This goes in there. Let's get everything lined up before I push it together and break something. There we go. There we go. Oh, there's all these little like alignment pins. This is high tech. Not really. 12 minutes till the hour. I haven't gotten to programming my decoders yet. I guess I could go another extra couple of days to do that. So, so the only reason to put this back on would be that it's got a speaker in it, but I don't know why I would need the speaker for this, for what I'm doing here. But I do think the IR lights might be neat to have if I decide to, to use it for night running and stuff. It'll make things able to be seen a little better. Let's see if I can get this back together. I'm trying to get this in here, and I don't know if I'm even trying in the right orientation, and I'm not. That's why it's not going in there, is because I need to flip it over. And I'm actually not sure. I'm pretty sure this is the right one that this goes into, but I'm not 100% sure. And now that I'm saying that, I do remember when I took this off, I pulled it out of this little slot. So I think I am actually trying to put it together in the wrong one. Let's put it together. Let's put it in the right one. I believe this is just power, right? It's black and red, so it's probably just power. So it probably doesn't really matter which one it goes in, except that if I put it in the wrong one, it's probably the wrong power. But yeah, I definitely, if we go back in the tape, I definitely pulled this out of this one here, and the speaker definitely connected there. So let's screw this thing together, see how we we go. Yeah, I've done so well up to this point. Let's try not screwing it up. Yeah, I think I got that fixed at this point. Talk to the engineer. Does this count as an unboxing? Well, I'm putting it back together too, so I don't know. It kind of came apart and it went back together. The speaker is there. The microphone is here. The microphone's actually on the front, so it's just the speaker. The other one, it's not the microphone. Also, yeah, this is the reboxing, and I guess the reboxing is almost more important than the unboxing, because the reboxing will kind of tell you how well your unboxing did. 9 minutes and counting. What did we have disassembled? We had a Eufy. I can't see you see the name? There we go. A Eufy indoor security camera. The camera's got RTSP, so I use it on the layout to stream things back to me. So Thomas, the decoder programming, what do I need to do? I don't need to do anything really, but I have this ESU loc programmer, and I was going to see if I couldn't figure it out with this new locomotive I've got right there. But we can do that on another day. We don't need to do that. I actually don't know. Is second section coming on at 9 o'clock? I didn't notice whether they had a reminder up, so I don't know if anybody's actually coming on at that time or not. Yeah, I did find, I played with it a little bit, So, and I think I figured out it's just about finding where things are as well. But I like the reference, Dwayne. I like the reference. So good stuff. Second section's next week. Okay. Oh, and we scared John away. Apparently, John heard the donut truck and had to run out to go grab some donuts. Yeah, so the camera doesn't, there's no like lens on the front of this that's any different. There was just a hole that the camera pushed through. It's not a very high-tech thing. The light came on. I think that's pretty good. How big are those teddy bear babies? I find the problem with a lot of that stuff is that it's just not, doesn't have a high enough resolution and a fast enough frame rate. And what I'm trying to solve the problem of is having something small enough that's a high enough frame rate. And somebody was mentioning those FPV cameras that they use in the drones. And those are like 60 frames a second or higher. So those would probably work well. I just don't know that world really to know what to get. Yeah, I wanted to try and break it down to see if I can get it onto into an N scale boxcar or something. And yeah, you know, it just is that a question or a statement? Because this is like $42. This camera here is like $6-7 a piece or something like that. To get something micro that's small, I mean, there's an orange camera called Run Cam that's like $100. But even that Run Cam is a little big for N scale. Thanks, Dwayne. Let's see. Should we see if this thing works? So the light came back up blue, which means it should work. I'm aiming it at the at that locomotive. Let's see if it's gonna work. And there we go. I guess the real question now just is whether it's whether I actually did anything to it that messed it up or not. And I'm looking at it on kind of a small screen. You can see it's actually so the other problem you have with these micro cameras is you can see it's pretty well in focus here. But if I go in close, it's really out of focus. And with the N scale stuff especially, everything is going to be very close. But these cameras are designed, you know, to be used really far away. So it's too far. A GoPro is way too wide for N scale. It barely works for HO scale. Sparky uses a GoPro on some of his streams that he does, and he's adapted his stuff so that the camera can fit through, and we actually like watching his streams because sometimes the camera will hit the bridge and knock things apart and all kinds of stuff. So yeah, he just saved 71 people. Well, 71 N scalers. If you are in O scale and you want to put this in one of your O scale cars or G scale or even S scale, I think this would be fantastic. Fantastic for those uses. I mean, I like the quality of that camera. It's okay. I mean, you can see the problem it's having is the focus up close, right? These are cameras that are designed for, you know, to take in a whole room. So they're fixed focus and they're, you know, they're huge. They're just, here, let's see. Okay. So what is the size of the camera? So for people asking, it is a little under 2¼ inches in both directions this way. And if I put it back in this case, it would probably be about an inch and a quarter, a little more, inch and a third, when I put it back in this case. This thing, either way, I would probably take this thing off for what our use is. The cameras Gert is using, I believe, are these guys, and now I lost it. It's so small, I lost it. I kept throwing it in here. Where'd it go now? Here we go. I believe Gert is Speed is using these cameras, the ESP32s. Not 100% sure on that, but I'm pretty sure he's using ESP32s. A lot of people use these. Roy, I will check that out after the show. I don't have anything near me quick to check it. So the baby Arduino cams. So this is the ESP32. If you buy the Choo Choo Vision camera setup, he is using these cameras. He's modified the software slightly, or a lot. I'm not really sure. But he's modified it, but he's using these cameras, and he's just using a lens. He uses a lens with a long cord on it. So this ESP32 camera has a longer lens to it, so this would mount, this would connect into here, and then this lens could be, remoted to something else. Yeah, and yes, so the microscope camera that I have, this this guy here, right? It is, it's great for, close-up stuff, but it wouldn't be great on a camera because all you would see would be the, the close-up stuff. So it wouldn't really work really well. Take the camera out of my iPhone. Take my iPhone apart. Is that well? Which do you have the 7 cameras of? The this camera, you have 7 of them, or you have the ESP32 cameras? Oh, and here's the camera I lost. See, now I have 2 of them on my desk. Let's take that apart. Take which apart? These guys? I don't know that I can take those apart. Can I stream that directly to a Raspberry? Yes, I'm sure you could. It's just an RTSP feed. So this, you set it up in the app. It gives you an RTSP link. I then take that link and I stick that link into OBS. So this is essentially, doesn't really matter if I show you this link, does it? I'm trying to think if it matters if I show you this link. I don't think it does. Let's pick a different. Oh, well, let me pick that window. All right. Oh, that's why it disappeared on me. What am I looking for? This. If I bring it down here, you should be able to see it. Sorry, I'm trying. It's probably hard to make out, but here's the RTSP link right there. Yeah, it goes away when I try and show it, but it's, go online, search RTSP link, and you can find them. But yeah, the UFIs, I think they're doing a pretty good job for what they are. Sparky says he has a GoPro Hero 8 Black, so it's a couple of years old. I'm sure there is something better by now. Again, the problem with the Heroes is I mean, they're great for like O scale, but trying to get them on N scale, still at the point fighting for something in N scale. But yeah. Extreme FX 2010, instead of doing some programming, I ended up taking apart This Eufy camera got it down. I was trying to see if I can make it small enough to fit onto an N-scale car. It definitely will not get small enough to fit onto an N-scale. The GoPro Hero 11 is still too wide. At least in my opinion, it's still too wide to go on an N-scale flat car. Oops, I coughed and then I forgot to turn it back on. So, I know, I gotta remember. Yeah, like everything is just, well, yeah, I'm muted. Everything is just too wide. But so this, let's see, 11 mini specs. So it is 52.4 millimeters, right? So our rails in N scale are 9 millimeters wide, and this thing is 52.44 millimeters wide. Just, you know, way too big, way too big. So, run cam, yeah, that's they make the run cam 5, right? Run cam, which one? This one. Run cam 5 orange. It's a great camera, but it's too wide. At least it used to be too wide for N scale. Let's see. Do they give store run cam? Come on, where is it? Oh, this is interesting. Run cam link Falcon Nano kit. Oh, see, now we're talking, here are the FPV stuff. 120 frames per second, 4.3. Run cam Phoenix. I may have to look at some of these. Well, this is $24.99. So this one's probably not, I don't see, I'm looking for where it says what the, oh, here we go. Phoenix Special Edition. So this is 19 millimeters wide. So twice, look at the Nano. Well, the camera with the ribbon cable is an ESP32 cam and scale. Yeah, I don't know that it's too small. What is the specs on this guy though? Oh, so it'll do 160 degrees diagonal, 124 horizontal. Does it say though, what is the rolling shutter? What is the frames per second? Does anyone see where it says frames per second on it? I don't see where it says what the frames per second are. But it looks like they've got some cool, you said Nano. So this is the Wasp. Here's the Thumb. Falcon Nano kit. 120, so $155. That's where I have a hard time. Run Cam Adam. I may need to call these guys up and see what they might recommend. Like here's the, it looks like you can buy just the camera module, but then you need the processor. Yeah, quality does come at a price. Your camera does Wi-Fi. Now, Extreme FX 2010, the camera that you have, is it all built in one thing, or is it a camera within the processor separate as well? Oh, awesome. Mike, awesome. That's really great. Awesome, awesome. Falcon looks interesting. Yeah, all these kind of look like, but I do agree. I think what I need is something where it's the camera and the processor separate. Yeah, I know. And that's the thing they probably, oh, you have a built-in one. And do you use it with N scale, or are you using it with a different scale? Because like this looks like it would work well for N scale because it's a two-piece unit, 120 frames per second. Embedded remote control receiver, RunCam Nano. Here we go, 1080p, 120 frames per second. So I don't need something this good, but it's, the lens is 9mm. What is this width? 14 millimeters wide. So that would be pretty good. That would be pretty good. Yeah, yeah, don't break the bank, exactly. Ah, your HO, yeah, see? But this looks sweet. I didn't realize RunCam made all these FPV cameras. That's new to me. I knew about the RunCam 5. How about Z-Scale? Jeez. Oh boy, that would be asking for trouble. But it would be really awesome. I mean, like, why is this one's $25. It's a little bigger, but it's $25. I wonder what the difference is. CMOS, a new frame design. So this is a $20 camera. This is the new standard design. 10 millimeters of space in the vertical direction, 16 in the horizontal direction. Yeah, yeah, right? Exactly. Exactly. See you later, Andy. Right, correct. This is just the camera. But I'm okay. I'm kind of okay if it's two separate pieces, as long as everything together is then small enough to fit. Starlight night vision camera, $70. I don't know that I need night vision, but I'm just looking at the size of the camera itself is what I'm looking at. 19 millimeters. See, this is getting too big. Actually, I don't really know. What is, does anybody know what the width of a flat car is? Or a box car? I guess I could just grab any box car. So the width of a box car is, let's change the metric. So the width of a box car is about 19.2 millimeters. So this size device right here, this RunCam at 19 millimeters might be, your wife would ask questions. Too funny. 8x2, what's 8x2? I mean, I just measured it and it said it was 19. Where are you getting 8x2? Oh, you guys can't see. I'm like holding it up. I'm like, so I measured this width and it's like 19.5. So, you know, the 19 millimeter would be pretty good. Yeah, I kind of want to put it on flat cars or something as a flat car load. Although I guess if this would be interesting, right? If the camera was 19 millimeters wide, could I build the camera into a box car so that you wouldn't see it? You know, like kind of paint it up. Yeah. Oh, Happy Valley Hobbies. That doesn't help me. I don't want to have to do math. I don't want to have to do math. But yeah. Scope cam? What is a scope cam for? Oh, airsoft camera. I don't think I need an airsoft camera. But yeah, this guy, what did we say this guy was? How wide? Where's the width? Did I miss it? Yeah, 38 by 38 by 36. So this, I think this is just too wide. In N scale, I don't know that I have any engines I could fit it into. So, well, yeah, I mean, I would, yeah, yeah, it would definitely be a project, and there would probably be some plastic putty involved in getting that in there. But Yeah, FPV cameras. This may be the solution if I could find. I mean, if I could find something in the $70 range that was this size, and this is a 19mm camera, but that was not night vision, not 150 some odd bucks. Built-in gyro mini action camera, except it's huge. It's not mini. That's big. Now you got me going down a rabbit hole. New solid line, Heath, go into production. Yeah, could you imagine? I could do, so if I did a boxcar right behind the locomotive, I would probably mount the camera up on the top of the boxcar, and I would mount it on the, yeah, it's the camera boxcar next week. I'd probably mount it on top of the boxcar so that it would shoot over the front of the locomotive. So like the locomotive would kind of frame it out. Yeah, these are definitely small. Yeah. Oh, Mike. They do. They do. Although the computers and stuff that they have those things hook up to take up a whole operating room. So I don't know. I don't know that I have a space for everything to put it in there. RunCam Thumb Pro. I don't understand this camera. Thumb Pro. Ultra light. Unstabilized, stabilized, but how big is it? Oh, so you can rotate it. Let's see though. What's the size? Come on. Where are you? Show me the size. Here we go. 21. So it's 21 wide. So it's not too wide, but it's too big. It's definitely too big. Oh, you have a video on YouTube? I'll have to go find that. What am I trying to do? Oh, that might not work. Sorry, let me try it again. It's not going to work because it wasn't saved. Let's try that again, see if that works. Maybe that'll work. Do a dummy loco with the camera in the cab. I could do that. I could definitely do that. Yeah, this is looking interesting. Anyway, I am going way down a rabbit hole tonight that I did not expect to go down. That's for sure. I was hoping I was going to be able to get this sucker small enough to get onto an N scale something, but it's just not gonna. It's not gonna happen. I don't know if I'm gonna put it back in here or not. This doesn't make it that much bigger. It does make it a little bigger. I don't know. I don't know if I'm going to put it back in here or not, but these are good cameras for what I'm using them for. They show off the yard pretty well for what I'm doing and stuff like that. But yeah, it's definitely an interesting little project, and I'm kind of excited that I dove into it. I didn't get any programming done, but that's probably pretty typical for most of my live streams, but hopefully we had a good chat. Yeah, I would love that. 120 frames per second. That would be awesome. I don't know that I really have a big enough layout though for that kind of thing. I mean, if I did that and if I put 120 frames per second camera in a locomotive, I'd have to find somewhere to take it to run it. But yeah, it'd be good. John says, I've been lurking for about 30 minutes, speechless. Inside a dummy looking out the windshield would be amazing. Yeah, it would. It definitely would. And there would definitely be some value in like just double heading some locomotives, making that work. I was just saying I could take apart one of my BLI locomotives, just strip the inside of that and put a camera on the inside of it. Yeah, I learned more about what size I would need, and it would be pretty awesome. Well, so the streaming 120 frames per second would I could upload 16 megabytes per second. I don't know that I would do it to YouTube, but right now you should be watching this, if I'm not mistaken. This should be 60 frames per second, or at least 60 frames per second should be available, both in 1080p and 720p. Does Greeley have an N scale layout though? I mean, I could put it on another one. Yeah, my dog's gonna need a walk soon. Luckily my dog usually goes out around 10, so I got a couple minutes. Extreme FX 2010 found it as my first run cam. I came very close to getting a run cam 5, very, very close. It just didn't, it was just still, again, a little bit too big. Pete, at $150 a pop, I'm not buying 6 of them. I'm definitely not buying 6 of them. But yeah, 120 frames per second for as fast as the drones and everything go are incredible. I'd be if I could find something that is 1080p 60, that would be pretty darn awesome as well. And yeah, I've seen, you know, I could definitely just put an SD card, like even these little guys here, right? You can put an SD card in them. Where's the slot? Maybe not this one. Oh yeah, right there. Sorry, there it is. You can put an SD card in them, record to an SD. So I could put this in the locomotive and record directly. My goal, I guess, is to find something that's streaming, and that's kind of as well. Bruce's simulator is cool. Bruce has done some cool things. Yeah, I'm buying 8. Jeez. If I find one, let me know. Thomas, get out there. Get out there and find one for me. And then where do these hobbyists get all this money? Well, in my case, my girlfriend and I don't have any kids, and that's kind of saved me some money. Yeah, I'm not. I'm gonna email them out and tell them what my use case is and see if they have any suggestions. Yeah, you have 3 kids. See, there you go. That's how we do it. Is I have 3 less kids than you do. And Container Man, that helps even more. That helps even more. But yeah, that was fun. I don't know. I had fun taking that apart and seeing what I could find, and I'll probably end up taking apart the rest of these and just sort of make a little thing to cover it that's smaller than this big thing, and you know, go from there and see what happens. But yeah, if people don't remember, just because there might be different people on now, that email address on the bottom on the screen right now, email.humancity.org. I do a weekly newsletter. I'm playing a little bit of a game with myself to see if I could get my count up on that, and so it's a weekly newsletter. Basically, I just post like every Tuesday at about 5:45 Eastern time, and I post about what I'm going to be streaming tonight, and you know, post some other, you know, whatever stuff. Rob with the comments, always with the comments. So awesome. Thank you so much, everyone, for being here. I hope to see everybody again next week, same time, same place, same fun. From the city that never sleeps, farewell, model citizens.
It's all about humanity. About humanity. It's all about